Australia, Chicago, New York, up north, all around. Indiana,
Texas,
Ohio.
Ventura.
Drinking wine.
No, it's Dorito coffee cups.
We are still celebrating Halloween.
This is more important. This is Saint Hangover, the day after Halloween.
Welcome to Saint Hangover.
All right. Let me put us on the air. Give me 1 second here.
Who's Luke Yankee? You know? Steve's got a whole roster of people.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. In 1. There we go.
Good morning, everyone. It's time for the Jeff Sargent Show.
Static and feedback free today.
Static and feedback free. We're not haunted today.
With our co-host, Janky.
Morning, gang. Morning,
Pat
morning.
Jagowitz. And producer,
Dan the Man
Rupp.
Rupp.
He's not a clown this morning. No clowning around.
No.
No clown sound effects. What did I tell you, Dan? We're still clowning around.
Dan's bulletproof in my book. He brought donuts yesterday.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I didn't bring anything this morning because I was running late because I was up late last night watching the Dodgers win.
You know what? We passed Dodger Stadium on the way to a party in downtown Los Angeles.
How was the traffic?
It was good until the game got out, and it was like a beehive.
The floodgates.
All these cars started coming. We shot by, Donald and I shot by, and it was like, oh, thank God. My brother Donald and I shot by, and it was like, oh, thank God, because it was like they nuked that area.
Welcome to Chaotic Radio, everybody. We are heard around the world every day. We pick up new listeners and expand Chaotic Radio throughout the Hollywood Hills. And show business and theme parks.
Yes,
Speaking of theme parks, what were you saying, Dan?
No, we're expanding our empire and getting sponsors now, too.
Yes, we're getting sponsors.
Some exciting news about the wine.
Mark Hefferman from the owner of Pacific Wine Merchants and Cigar Exchange. Do you like to smoke lovely cigars?
Yeah.
Yes, put those cigarettes down and pick up a nice quality Cuban cigar. Join the Cigar Society.
As well as Rock Brewery.
Oh, and he's Rock House Brewery, yes.
Yeah.
Right there in the industrial part of Upland. We support local business. Pacific Wine Merchants, that's my pit stop after I get off work.
Yeah, and I saw you visited my girlfriend last night, Betty Beware.
I saw that picture too.
Yeah.
She helped me with.
What are you trying to do? Scoping in on my.
You're being Dan's
She
time?
invited me in her salon so I could put my devil makeup on.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You're trying to sound all nice and innocent like.
Look, I got pictures with other girls that night. Did I take a picture with you? In ours, Roberta. Oh, we have two special. We have special guests today. Let's tell you what's going on. We have
nice fingernail polish, Mary.
We will around 8 o'clock. We will be having a call-in interview with producer director Damian Dante, who's got this web series for Amazon Prime called Jezebeth, starring
Deborah Lamb.
Deborah Lamb, our scream queen. Deborah Lamb. Actress Deborah Lamb will be here. She's probably on her way. But I brought my friends in. I brought my friend Roberta in. We worked together on a project in Dubai called Bollywood. Say hello. Say hello.
Hi, guys. Hello.
Hello, Roberta.
Introduce yourself, Roberta.
Hi, my name is Roberta. I'm designer and project manager for several projects, and I've been working in Dubai for the past 3 years now. I'm working in California, and the projects that I've been working in Dubai, there are 3 theme parks. One is Legoland, the other one is called Motion Gate, which is all the IPs from Hollywood, DreamWorks, and the third one, very exciting, is about Bollywood. And Bollywood is all based in intellectual properties, IPs from Bollywood. And yeah, it was the first Bollywood park in the world after India.
And it is Bollywood is like our Hollywood, right? It's a mirror. It's like an alternate universe between the two, right?
Yes, and incredible big, actually.
Very huge.
Yeah, the production from Bollywood is huge, and yeah, we can't imagine how many films. And they used, and the Indians love movies, I think because they are reality, and they love to immerse in the movie stories, and they go to the movies, and their movies are actually very long, take sometimes 2-3 hours.
I've seen some of their action movies, a lot of over-the-top action stunts. I remember when I was working on Bollywood, they had this thing called Shabang, a stunt spectacular, and it was they put on a live stunt show like they do at Universal Studios, correct?
Yeah, like the band, and they have, I mean, different stories, and they dance a lot in their movies. They sang, and yeah, I think just to stretch the movie.
Yeah, most of the movies that I seen from Bollywood, because I dated a girl in high school who was from India, and most of the movies seem to be musicals.
She said, "Good morning, Dad. My name is Betty."
Correct. I mean, the base is always, of course, a love story, and like a forbidden love, or yeah.
And one attraction in Bollywood was the Hunt for Gabbar Singh. Now this guy is like a famous villain. Does he play a villain or whatever?
Yeah, this is an old Far West kind of movie, based, of course, in a Hollywood Far West production. And this is a 60 movies, in fact. And Bollywood made a very cute attraction about that, which is a ride, and it's a laser, and you can, shoot.
So do they actually hunt for Gabbar Singh, right?
They do, they do, of course, in a very, very cute and nice way, and it's a very successful ride. I mean, in the park, so we are talking about the park. So based in the movie story, Bollywood parks did a ride according to that, and it's very successful. Another beautiful ride is a 4D ride, is Lagan, and also based in the movie, it's a cricket player, Lagan.
I remember Lagan. That's like with the ball with the long basket, like in Mexico they call it highlight or whatever.
It's a cricket bat. Yeah.
Oh, the cricket bat. Yes, I remember those. The big marquee that was made.
Right, exactly. It was made here in California. I mean, most of the attractions from Bollywood and all the signage was made here in California and was sent to Dubai. And I think you worked.
I had my hands on a Jumbo Cafe with the fancy elephant sign. I had a good time sculpting that one.
This is one of my favorite, and it's a very, very beautiful sign.
It's a very big entrance. I mean, it's very tall, right? The life-size elephants, and then the sign I have is over the arches, hanging underneath it, right?
Yeah, it's a kind of, Indian and colonial English style marquee, and the output is amazing.
And so just so our listeners know, that is a Brazilian accent. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm from Brazil. I have the Brazilian citizenship and Italian citizenship. I lived in Germany many years. I have a German-Brazilian son. His name is John, and he's here with me today. He's visiting to me in California. And and I lived in Brazil half of my life, and part of my life I lived in Germany, where I studied and worked also, and I lived in the Middle East, and now United States.
You worked on projects art directing and all over the world, and a lot in Europe and Eastern Europe and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yes?
not Eastern Europe. Okay, I mean Berlin, not really West Berlin, East Berlin, but more West Berlin. And when I came to Berlin in the 90s, it was exactly when the wall fell. And the most exciting project that I worked there, it was the merge for the Berlin metro subway, because it was basically two words, the East and West Berlin. And we have basically to work out how to merge the two cities that were separated over years, and two different, metro subway system. And yeah, it was a great wayfinding and signage project that I worked with Meta Design, a big agency, brand agency in Germany that I worked for several years. And we worked for Audi, Volkswagen, Heidelberg Print Machines, and yeah, a lot of exciting branding projects.
It's pretty amazing that you picked up, just in your career and growing up, you picked up 4 languages. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically 3. German, English, and Portuguese, and I speak officially Spanish and Italian also.
And that's kind of essential for what you do when you're traveling, doing projects in these other countries. Communication is important, right?
Right. Oh yeah. This is the key.
And so let's introduce your son, John. Say hello, John.
Hi, I'm John Reese.
John Reese. Now you grew up in Dubai. You're almost as tall as our co-host here. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. We don't give our ages out, but
Which means we're over 20.
we don't want to screw up our IMDb. Just kidding.
So anyway, how are you doing, John? Do you like being back home?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now, do you know that there was a real manly art of football without kicking? Guys running with a ball across the field.
I think he knows about that. Now, what I understand, John, is that you are, for 15, you're a young filmmaker, and I'm seeing this more and more. I'm seeing schools here in California and the LA area that put on their own film festivals. These are junior high schools, young filmmakers as far as as young as 12 up to high school seniors, making some great films. I mean, you grew up with technology, right? And do you edit and film and edit your own films?
Yeah, I edit up my own films on my Mac, and then I use Adobe Premiere to edit, and then obviously also with some elements of After Effects. And I've got my own camera and mic and everything as well. So yeah, I do have all the equipment, luckily. And then that's what enables me to make them.
I know because I own a Canon EOS camera. I know it's an older model, but I don't know how to run them. But I know a lot of young kids like you do that have the school. What kind of camera are you? What kind of equipment are you doing? Because I've seen some of your clips. I've seen some of your mother showed me some of your films, and it looks like $1 million productions. I mean, even these short little films, and the editing is amazing. And you think a team of grown adults are making this. So you learned this all in school and then upon experience, right?
Yeah, I didn't really learn it in school. I kind of picked it up as my own hobby, I guess. And originally I first did like a little workshop on how to use iMovie, and then it kind of just grew from there. And then the camera that I'm using is Canon 70D, and that's the first camera I ever had, and I got that, I think 2 years ago. And then ever since, I've just been using it better, I guess, and just overall improving my work, I guess, as I use it.
And what about lighting? What about filming it, doing night scenes and stuff? You got to learn all that stuff too, right?
Yeah, I haven't really had much experience in working with night scenes. Like I tend to shoot more daytime because I don't really have my own kind of lighting setup yet. But that's definitely something that I want to kind of work towards because it is another element of filmmaking. So
what now? How can our viewers, if they want to check out your films, what do we got to do to find them?
I've got a YouTube called just John Reese. And then
Just John Reese?
yeah, that's the name. And then you can type that in on YouTube and it should come up.
REES.
Yeah, REES. And then I've also got some clips on my school kind of media account, which has loads of sporting documentaries, and that's Dubai College Media, so, DC Media. And then I've also got my own Instagram, which is more photography based, which is
Right.
at John Reese Photos. And that's it.
Have you done film festivals?
Yeah, I've partaken in the Children's International Film Festival in Dubai 3 years running now. And then the first year I competed, I came first place. I won the Best Director, Best Editor, and Best Film Award. And then the 2 years after, I competed in the kind of the older category against like from between ages from 13 to 18. And then I came second both years for that. And then yeah, so in total I've made 3 kind of proper short films, 15-minute short films.
Amazing.
Now, now you talk a lot about work in Dubai. How are the rules in Dubai? Are they very strict? I heard about a couple making out on the beach and they got arrested.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, do you really have to watch what you do there?
Yeah, obviously, I think it's mainly because of the religion, Islam, and I think that's what really makes everything so strict there. And I think that also kind of limits the content that I make as well. I have to be very careful with what I produce, and I can't make any controversial things like that, which is sort of limiting, I guess, also because especially as I grow, I kind of want to document more, I guess, sophisticated topics, and then you start to get into more developed films, I guess.
Yeah, we get edited here all the time by
Yeah.
YouTube.
This show has to go through censors before it airs. And sometimes it goes, especially when we don't play music like yesterday. It went right up, didn't it?
Yeah, it went up in like minutes. We were still here and it was already up.
But
We're going to do that today, too.
But we played not Danzig, but the Misfits Halloween song, and that got bounced back to me because Danzig himself emailed me and said, "You cannot play my music.
man.
It's copyrighted,
it's
dude."
copyrighted, man.
So I'm like, you know what? You're such a dick.
Yeah.
You know, all I'm doing is promoting your band.
Yeah.
You know?
We had 2 professional drummers in here. And one was from a big, large corporation, Aquarian Drumheads, and we played a few of their songs. We played some music on there, and that didn't go on till what, the next day or
No, it took like 2 days.
2 days to get that out, and you know, and it was a pretty clean program. I mean, it was just like,
We just jammed.
yeah, we just jammed. There was just a few words that we might have said, but
Yeah, you know. A few F-bombs. But
so
Here and there amongst friends.
So, John, do you live in an English community where you live and go to school?
Yeah, I live in kind of the Jumeirah area in Dubai, which is next to the big Burj Al Arab on the beach, which is kind of like the 7-star hotel. So in that area, which is known for expats. And then I go to a British school there as well, and then I think that's kind of where I meet all my friends and I guess make all these videos.
Do you have Halloween in Dubai?
Yeah, we do. I think it's definitely not as big as in the US. I think especially because there's a lot more diversity in terms of different cultures, and I think only more the European and American.
I mean, is there jack-o'-lanterns and trick-or-treat? Do people say trick-or-treat?
Yeah, but not as much as in the US.
Have you helped the locals burn a witch?
No, not yet.
What happens? I get involved in the pirate. There's a pirate community, and they meet up and have pirate fairs.
Pirate community.
And I
we
dress
prefer differently abled
my
sailors.
character. I don't know if you saw it, Roberta, where I'm wearing my Arab headdress, and I go as Zoltar. Zoltar, the pirate.
Zoltar, the pantsless pirate.
I'm a horrible Arab pirate, and I go around.
Horrible what pirate?
I steal swords and guns and everything from other cultures, and I
You're
wear
a
them.
cultural appropriating pirate?
Oh, shut up, Patrick.
okay, just real quick, Jeff, give me your best radio voice and tell the listeners our telephone number.
Oh, my My best radio voice from Hollywood, California.
That would be 909. This is
That's
me, Jeff
909.
Sargent. 360-8330. Says, Jeff Sargent.
Okay, that was Patrick. I'm going to give mine. Call into the Jeff Sargent Show and ask some questions with our unbelievable guest. That's 909-360-8330. Wait, I was corrected.
909.
I was corrected by an Englishman.
909.
I was corrected by Veronica Carlson yesterday. She's a
She's
lovely
an
actress.
English woman.
An English woman.
Hammer horror honey.
909-360-8330. Is that correct, John?
Yeah.
Okay, jolly good.
Let me say that.
909-360-8330.
Thank you, John.
Very good, John.
Cheerio, John. Thank you. You sounded so much better than Jeffrey's professional voice.
You speak very well. Obviously, you get the best education there because you're very intelligent and speak very well. On documentaries, do you do your own narrations? Do you narrate?
Not very much. I kind of, for any narration that I used to do for videos, I used to get some voiceovers from Fiverr, which is the website where you pay $5 and get pretty much anything done.
Really? That's cool.
You could pay me, Dan, or Patrick here. We'll charge you $3 and you'll get a better deal.
And throw in a bag of weed.
Oh my goodness. So, like the rule, is there a boundary? Is it like like embassies? They have like in different, when people occupy other parts of the world and countries. Is there like a boundary for you guys?
What do you mean?
I mean, Dubai is basically a resort, right? A resort. It's an island. Is that correct, Roberta?
Yeah, it's a very small country. We call this is the composition from 7 emirates or 7 cities, right?
The Emirates, yes. I remember somebody brought back a Harley Davidson shirt. They have a Harley Davidson dealership over there, I understand.
They do. Yeah. I mean, John, the company that was working there, and all their guys, they bought a lot of things, and they have a Harley Davidson. They have everything in Dubai, all the brands, because the Emiratis, we call the local people there, they consume everything in the world, and they have the capacity and the money to purchase and to consume all of those things.
So they love the Western culture too, right?
They do, and we do live in a kind of we call expat community. So the interaction with the local community, which are the Arabics, and the expat, the Western people, is not that much. It exists, but it's not so intense. This is basically 2 separate words, right, John? How is it in your school?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I guess for me, I go to a British school, and then obviously it's more kind of the Western society, but then you get the local schools. But apart from the occasional sport event, we don't really interact that much. I think mostly the British schools and the Western schools kind of come together and have friends in between, but not really too much with the locals.
Yeah, I know from friends. I've never been to Asia, but I know Asians love Levi's, and they pay a remarkable price for them.
No.
Same in Dubai?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I guess mostly for the Arabs, I guess probably a bit more exclusive stuff than Levi's, probably more like Gucci and all these big brands. I think
Tommy Hilfiger or whatever.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Hilfiger, I don't know.
Hinglinger, those aren't real.
Henry Hillinger.
Yeah, it's from Mexico. It's like an off-brand.
It's called Hummy.
So we're getting all kinds of cultures from all over the world working in Dubai, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a fair amount of Westerns, obviously, and then there's only a small portion of locals, and then there's a lot of other working people, especially Indians and Filipinos, coming to work and earn money for their family.
Yeah, because they import a lot of their workers that come in during the day and they work, and then they go back home during the night.
I heard that some of the boys that were working over there in installations, they went to one of the bars there, and they got a couple cool Jamaicans that were running the bar. and so it's like a big mecca, a big hub of culture, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you get people from all around the world, and I think that's what's one of the best things about Dubai, especially meeting different people.
How do you do transportation over there? Do you can kids? I mean, what's the legal age to get a driver's license and drive one of those Lamborghinis around?
In Dubai, it's 18. So obviously, anything before that is just you have to be go by car around. I think get your parents to drive you around. There is the metro, but it's really limited. It only goes there's only 2 lines, I think, and it only goes from mall to mall. And apart from that, there's only really taxis and the occasional bus, but not too much.
Oh, do we get the same taxi drivers there as we do here?
And Uber, of course.
Uber, you have Uber in
Yeah,
Dubai?
and Uber.
We got the Uber and we got Uber and Lyft here. Is they got the similar things over there?
Yeah, I think Uber is very big, and we also have kind of the Arab version of Uber, which is called Kareem.
Kareem,
Yeah, same thing.
Abdul.
But I think, I don't know, I mean, how is Uber here in the United States? I've seen in other countries like Brazil or even in Europe, but in UAE, you get an Uber and you get a real limousine, right, John? And a big Lexus car, or, yeah.
When
All
you
the cars from Uber, they are really, really big.
did you can you rent a car? Like, let's say you're working on your project there and you're there for a long time. Do you own your own car there, or what do you do, Roberta?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's very easy, and people own cars, and cars are not so that expensive, or you can rent a car. You do need a car all the time in Dubai. It's like in the United States, and without a car, it's very limited the life. And the fuel, like gasoline, is also relative, I mean, affordable. And yeah, this is the daily thing. You have to move in a car.
Now, is there sandstorms? Or is this just things I see on TV in Hollywood, or the big sandstorms come in and?
Yeah, no, you do get a lot of sandstorms, especially in kind of the more stormy seasons, but nothing as big as in Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. And
Yes, I mean,
yeah.
was that a Hollywood thing or what?
Yeah, it was definitely
Because I hear okay, I just bought this Lamborghini, Ferrari, and the sandstorm came and it gets in the engine of my car and they just leave it and park it and it just,
John, have you ever climbed a building during a sandstorm with those cool gloves?
no, unfortunately not.
That's pretty scary. I mean, I've been to the Needle, the big tower in Vegas, and I thought you've been to the Seattle Needle.
I have the Space Needle. The
Very
scariest
high.
Thing,
Now,
scariest thing with the price.
the scariest thing, that is the world's tallest building, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure have you taken your camera up there and filmed from the very top?
Yeah, I got some pictures once, but I guess it's so high that you have to really get good weather to see anything down there. I think the time I went, the weather was really bad and you didn't really see anything.
What do you mean? Is visibility?
Yeah,
Is it clouds? I mean, does it rain there a lot?
No, it doesn't rain too much. It started to rain a bit more recently, but obviously, yeah, from up there, the visibility is really bad, and because of the clouds, you can't really see much.
So you get an overcast like we have in the last couple of days here?
Yeah, we get that quite often, but yeah.
I'm always thinking palm trees and sunshine, but it doesn't happen every day, does it?
In summer, yes,
Yeah?
but now as we get to winter, it's mostly like this. Yeah.
There's a lot of sand in the air, in the sky also. Sometimes it's like a level that built from sand that is a completely, it seems to be overcast, but it's not really overcast. It's just sand in the sky.
So there's no point getting a sandblast business over there, is there? No graffiti on the wall because it gets sandblasted the next day.
Literally.
Graffiti is completely forbidden, and if they catch you doing graffiti, this is a very, very limited way of living. It's not so democratic like in other countries, right, John?
Yeah.
If John was getting caned for graffiti, would you go or would you stay home?
I think the Western kids, they see more about the world when they get to their home countries and see what happens in the world.
Yeah, I think the difference between Dubai and actually the real world is very big, and you start to see the actual reality around the world. I think Dubai is very well known to be like a bubble, obviously, because it's so safe. But at the same time, if you think about it, surrounding just in the neighboring countries, there are civil wars going on, especially in Syria and Iran and everything like that with the refugees, and it's just around the corner. But you never see anything of it in Dubai, and I think that's why Dubai always feels like this imaginary bubble, and then you don't really get a sense of reality as you do around the world.
Have you guys ever been to Saudi Arabia?
No, but I've heard a lot about it. I think my dad used to work there for a bit, and I think the biggest things there are that women aren't allowed to drive on their own, or let alone are allowed to drive. There aren't any cinemas, and there aren't any really leisure activities, and it's like completely desolate, and all you get are these occasional small compounds in the middle of the desert, and it's really secluded.
Wow. Yeah. So this is the protection. Is there like a ships or a navy protecting Dubai?
No, not too big. As in like.
I mean, if a pirate ship comes in with Zoltar, the pirate, the Arab pirate, I mean, he wouldn't get very far, would he? I mean,
no.
would they be on him like?
Yeah, I think especially one thing is that the Secret Service in Dubai is really good, and I think that's why it's one of the safest places in the world. But I think to be fair, their army isn't that big compared to the rest of the world, obviously because of their small population.
But it seems like it has a world respect because people go there to vacation and explore things like kind of like an eighth wonder of the world kind of thing, right? I mean, you the things that are there is unlike anywhere else on Earth. I heard about an indoor. You could go skiing there. I heard an indoor ski resort.
Actually, John learned skiing in Dubai.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in that ski resort, which is just in the mall. It's 5 minutes down from my house.
Wow!
And then I think I've been there countless times, and it's essentially you can go skiing whenever you want.
And it's all. What's the temperature inside there? You got to keep the snow cold, right? It's got to be like 30, below 30, right?
Yeah, it's -4 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Probably around 30, I think. But yeah, no, I think, and it stays like that the whole time. Yeah.
So you're ready. So when you go to a ski trip in Switzerland, that'll be a new challenge, a little steeper, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but the kids, they learn there to
Yeah.
go to Europe to ski. That happened with you. I mean, right? He learned skiing there and went to a school trip to Austria for skiing, or Australia. You've been last year there in Australia skiing as well, right?
Is there any snow in? I don't even know. Is there snow in it? What's the highest mountain in Australia? I have no idea.
In Australia, I'm not sure what the highest mountain is, but I went to Mount Hotham, which is where I also made one of my travel videos. And that's, I'm not sure about the height, but that was during July, which is their winter. But it was really good for skiing.
It's kind of, were Mad Max from the Road Warriors movies up on the high hill and where you outlooks the valley and rolls down the hill. They've got some pretty high elevation. Those mountains are kind of, and then they have a plateau kind of on top of them, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the one of the amazing thing in Dubai, because we've got friends from all over the world. And I mean, like last year, John was with one of the really, really, really good friends. They live now in Australia, back in Australia. They were in Dubai before. And always we interact with people. And even we met through the project in Dubai. This is also, again, right?
That was me, sorry.
That was your phone?
I was calling myself.
Oh.
I left a wake-up call for the first time.
How did you butt dial your phone when it's sitting on the desk?
I rebooted it, actually. I didn't know it would.
Yeah, so, my brother actually was in the Army, and he taught skiing in Italy. I guess Italy has really good skiing there.
So he went-
I didn't know that.
This is the sad part. His brother Randy Rupp went AWOL to do this, and he was hung.
What about Portugal? They got skiing in Portugal?
No, but in Italy, yes. It's in Cortina. Is a very, 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 well-known place because it's very close to Austria. You have the Alps there, and this is basically this Switzerland, Austria, South Germany, and North Italy. This is all ski resorts area.
Excellent.
Wow.
So what's your latest project, John, with your filmmaking?
I think because obviously I made the 3 short films, and then last year I made my most recent short film, and that's about a boy and a girl who both win the same award and then kind of develop a relationship through that.
What's that called?
That's called it's got a French title, which is well, excuse my pronunciation, it's like Soleil d'Or, which is Golden Sun in English, and that's not on YouTube. It's on the film festival's website. Check it out there. And but that's my most recent, and I'm thinking of working on a new project this year as well. I think something to do with the Dubai Customs Film Festival, which is to do with fake goods and all of that, which will be a smaller project.
So is a French film with subtitles, or is it going to be translated to English?
No, it's an English film. It's just got a French title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you thought of doing any subtitling, like spreading, like when you do a film and you want it worldwide? I know there's bigger competitions, with small films that are like under 15 minutes that are not just in this circle in one area. It goes to like maybe the country or worldwide. There's some of those, right?
Yeah. And obviously, I think I also thought of expanding as in trying out different festivals around the world. But the only thing good about the one in Dubai is that it's linked to my school, and I think that really helps, is in because you get the kind of motivation from my school, and they give me time to work on it as well. And yeah.
Is there a team effort one where the school could win the awards?
Yeah, that this festival in particular is kind of, you represent your school when you do it, but obviously it's completely student led, and it's a student initiative. So obviously me and a couple of friends decided to do it, and then we just got the permission from the school, and then they let us do it.
Oh, excellent! Because I know they have that. I went to one at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood. They have one for a lot of schools in the San Fernando Valley, and a pretty big competition. I think up to 30 entrants, or maybe a few more, and then they have an award show. I mean, it's a pretty big thing, and that's what made me interested. My friend's son won an award there for his film, and I had him help me with my my couple of my YouTube videos because I don't know how to do this stuff. It's hard. It's harder when you're older to learn some of these computer skills. But I mean, you grow up with that stuff. I mean, it's not like the old days. When we're using film cameras and editing. I mean, it's a lot easier now to access it. I mean, you could take a very small budget and make it look like $1 million. Like in fact, what I saw I said, man, this looks like it cost a lot of money. And I know that you and your friends will just go out and film a day or two or whatever and get down on the computer and start editing and throwing your film together.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so also, is there any shows over there that are filmed there?
You don't get, most shows that are filmed there are Arabic. And apart from that, you don't really get any good TV shows from there.
So do people use, like they do here, like the Netflix and Amazon Prime? And
yeah, you've got Netflix and from there. The only thing is when you register it in the UAE, it's kind of restricted in terms of, obviously, because of the religion, so they cut a lot of movies out. So,
no.
Yeah.
What about if you want to see some Marvel films, Daredevil or,
Yeah, you get that, obviously.
Yeah.
Same as here. Yeah.
So is Spider-Man big over there? Does Spider-Man...
Yeah,
Everybody know who he is?
yeah, obviously, everything most of the stuff is the same, and I guess you get a lot of films in the theater as well. One thing also is in cinemas the ratings for films are really high as well in terms of entrance. A lot of films with small, inappropriate scenes or even a bit of language can get a really high rating, as in an entrance rating, 18 plus or whatever,
Right.
Compared to anywhere else in the world.
For the rest of the hour, John, Jeff wants to talk to you about Spider-Man.
No, I know that the Dubai, in Bollywood, they have their action stars. And I saw a lot of it I saw this one guy who was like a Jackie Chan kind of guy. I mean, over the top, fighting 20 guys, and just taking one hand and throwing them and, and they're going 20 feet and smashing into a car. And
You were talking about Raon.
yeah.
Yeah. This is Shah Rukh Khan, one of the best paid, actors in the world. And he acted in different, movies in India for Bollywood officially. And yeah, Raon is a very, very, hero there.
I dig it because I love martial art films. And this guy was just cleaning house and mopping guys like he has superpowers, but he's like this cop, right? Or with his hero, and he's like saving the girl and just like smashing everybody and everything. And then, rides away on the sunset with the girl on a tiny little scooter.
It's a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
And the hero, and it's people love it. That's true. And Bollywood has also an attraction from Raon and explain the whole story for the movie, and it's a very cute attraction as well. It's good. It's very good. And the real actor Shah Rukh Khan act in the attraction also. This is a
What they actually mean? You get the real actors going in performing or visiting Bollywood where people can meet them?
This is a 4D attraction, right? A 4D emotional attraction that
Oh.
you sit and
So 4D, you got a sense around sound, seats moving.
correct.
And the sense around sound, so it feels like you're in the
Yeah.
picture.
And this is, all those attractions has been produced with their real actors. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it was as I say, it's a huge, huge production because everything was produced in India, and so we had to go there several times and worked with the actors and do photo shooting. Yeah. Filming, production, etc. It was exciting, very exciting, but very well time-consuming.
So, let me just ask a question. How many countries have you been to? The both of you combined.
Europe, I've been basically in West Europe, East Europe, not that much, but whole Europe, South America, United States, and Asia, India, I haven't been in Africa yet. I wish.
Yeah. I hear they got really good tasting dirt there.
You got to go to South Africa. That's the South African have the South African accent is like English. It's an English accent, but different. A little different. It's recognizable, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a lot of South African friends, right, John?
Yeah, in Dubai, there's a big community of them as well.
Yeah, I wish Dutchy was here because he could do, because just in England itself, there's an English accent, and then there's a Manchester accent, and then there's a Scotland accent, and then there's an Australian accent.
Oh, you
and they're all similar, and a South African accent, and it's like, I don't know, man.
You'll be in L.A. and you'll hear someone speaking. Oh, you're from England? No, I'm from Brisbane, Australia.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, if you're in
I get
LA,
that all the time.
If you're in LA, they're probably from Mexico.
Now I know when I was in England, I met some friends and hung out with some friends, and they were from Madrid. And Spanish there from Madrid is not like speaking Spanish here in the U.S. It's more Mexican language.
That's true.
And a lot of the metaphors, I go, hey man, look, I go, check out these payasos over here. What is payaso? I go. That means that's a clown. That's a clown in this boat. Well, no, that's not here. Maybe in Mexico.
Hey, Vato, what's going on, man? What's up, dude? What's up, Vato?
But I know that a lot of this the Spanish is a lot different. It's pretty close since Spain is right next to Portugal. I mean, do the Portuguese understand the?
Wow.
Yeah, the language is similar, but the how is it spoken is different, and
Exactly.
but they are all similar because they are all Latin languages, and that's true. I mean, this is like English from America and English from England. This is a bit harder, and same thing with Portuguese or Spanish.
Okay, John, it's about time we got another guest coming in. I want to plug you one more time. Will you tell our listeners how to view your films?
So you can check out my YouTube at John Reese.
John Reese.
Yeah. Or check out my photography Instagram, which is John Reese Photos. Reese.
John Reese Photos Instagram.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. I want to thank you for coming in and giving us a little culture here.
Both of you, amazing. Thank you for the day after Halloween here in America, which is not like in Dubai where you guys burn witches.
Thank you for the opportunity, and it was really, really fun talking to you guys here.
All right.
Lady, the opportunity was ours. I mean, the pleasure was ours. Thank you so much. John, the pleasure
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Lovely one.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, you too. Be well. Bye,
Say hi to
guys.
Deborah. Deborah, say hi to Roberta and her son, John.
And that was the slide whistle. The song was entitled The Jeffrey Sargent Dance. And starring Jeffrey Sargent. So it's the day after Halloween. I have no gas in my tank. I don't know about you guys, but boy, I'm exhausted. I was invited to 4 Halloween parties in the LA area. I only made 2 of them, and I am running on friggin' fumes. So it was interesting. I hope your Halloween was an eventful one. My brother Donald and I were on the way to the first party, and we made it right past Dodger Stadium just as the World Series broke up. Just as it concluded for the night with a Dodger victory. Congratulations, Dodgers. And the freeway was exploding with cars just as we passed it. It was amazing. So, just an exhausting but cool Halloween parties. Went to a wonderful special effects guy in his family's house for Halloween party. Wonderful, wonderful. Before that was a Halloween party in downtown Los Angeles. It included them showing the original Halloween and a bunch of other movies. It was exciting. The movies were fun. I got to see my old pal, Alyssa Dowling. The hard part, of course, there was an angry older German woman who I did a story on, and she wanted the cover. This is like 5 years ago. So she's been mad at me ever since because my interview was printed, but because she wasn't on the cover, every time I see her, she tries to yell at me because the editor wouldn't put her on the cover. And I remember telling the editor, blank would like the cover. And he said, well, you better tell her to find a DeLorean that can go 88 miles an hour.
88 miles an hour?
88 miles an hour. And he said, take that DeLorean and drive it back to 1985, meaning the actress, and get her on the cover of Preview. So she was at this first event I went to, and I grabbed my brother by the elbow and I said, oh, it's the crazy old German lady who gets mad at me whenever she sees me, because even though I did a story on her, they did not put her on the cover. So I spent most of the night at this party before we left, trying to avoid the crazy old German lady who wants to yell at me.
Oh my God, we're living stream on Facebook.
Yeah, we're living stream on YouTube as well. Patrick, thank you for filling in as we...
That was the doorbell.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Dan the Man.
Somebody open the door.
As we had
I think we have some guests here.
When yonder window breaks, it's our favorite Scream Queen, Deborah Lamb.
Deborah Lamb, come on
Followed
in
by
here.
a fine filmmaker. What's the filmmaker with her's name? Wow. Oh, just don't leave it in the microphone. Good sir, introduce yourself. And he brought me a cookie from Starbucks.
Hi, my name is David Hauser.
David
David
Hauser.
Hauser, you've got a nice radio voice there, sir.
I've been around radio a couple of days.
All right.
A couple days?
God, we're going to have him have to do all the
I
plugs in
know.
our commercials.
I know his accent. He doesn't have it's an American accent, but it's a warm, friendly voice. Not only Roger O, not only John Reese and his charming mom, who are now leaving the building.
We love your photographs. You photographed
thank
Deborah
you.
Lamb very well.
Thank you very much. She's very easy to photograph. She's an incredible model.
Yes. And now she's going to be on her way to London.
I'm going to be taking her there a little later today.
Are you our designated driver?
I am. I have designated myself, and I've abstained from alcohol because of it.
And she's flying out of LAX or Ontario.
No, she's going to. You've got to go to LAX, right?
Yeah. It's
I
like
really,
2
I
hours
really
and
appreciate
30 minutes.
you coming down here.
No.
Sir, what the hell?
I know. I know it's
5
crazy.
minutes away.
Put on your
know.
headphones.
Here are my headphones.
Yoink.
Wait, that's Dan. Oh, okay, unplug those phones and plug them right into there. Okay.
We are chimpanzees.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Yoink.
Yoink. I used to own a recording studio in Hollywood for many years and
Which
a small
one?
record label. It was Kobayashi Records in Hollywood.
Was it named after the Kobayashi Maru?
You know it was. It was absolutely named after that.
Was it really?
It was.
You are brilliant.
Thank you. But it was because, back then I was using all this technology, that had all this MIDI and flying faders and all this stuff that had never been seen before. So we really, took that angle.
You named it after Wrath of Khan. I love you already.
I know we had to. we couldn't help it.
Kobayashi Maru, as anyone who worked his way through college, running for Star Trek magazines and watching the show with his aerospace engineer father, it is the unwinnable scenario, which is every Starfleet captain has to learn humility because the Kobayashi Maru, your attempt to save it, is impossible. Captain Kirk, of course, being different, he rewired it so he was able to save the unsavable.
He did. He cheated so he could win.
So because Captain Kirk does not believe in the no-win scenario.
Exactly, and I didn't either. And actually, because of that place, that's how I met the incredible Deborah Lamb.
Wow, tell us more, sir.
Well, I was producing some talent down there, and we needed a background singer, and she said, I have this really great background singer. And it was Deborah Lamb. She came through my studio, and that's when we met like 25 years ago.
Deborah Lamb is a backup singer as well.
I know
Wow.
she's a great dancer.
What the? Oh, look,
And here she
look who
is.
decided.
Yeah.
Look who decided to show up.
Yes, you're on
Yeah,
Facebook Live.
we're live
At least
streaming,
this time she wore a tie.
and it's blowing up right now. Everybody is watching.
Deborah Lamb is classing us up.
Oh boy, Deborah, he just told us you didn't tell us you were backup singer too, and
Well, that proves it. Now, you were producing music. You named your studio after Star Trek II: The Wrath of
Yes,
Khan,
yes.
which makes you my favorite guest ever.
Well, thank you so much.
Have you produced any films, sir?
I actually have a film that's coming out of post right now. It's called Living Art. I was on the road for 6 months shooting the 5-time body painting champions of the world.
Oh yeah, which brings us to Deborah Lamb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deborah Lamb I saw the video. I voted.
Hang on.
What?
She's checking her email. She's checking her email in the middle of an interview.
Are we both live streaming, Deborah?
Wait.
That's what she's doing. She wants to get her 3, 2, 1.
Hang on. Okay. So
Turn it sideways. Turn it sideways.
Turn it sideways. You know the rules.
I'm trying to do. How do you put what it is? Okay, I'll do it. I guess I'll do
Just
that.
jump in.
Also,
jump in the
bad
pool.
news, sir. This is your first time in the Jeffrey Sargent
Now,
show. You must
have
fight.
you lived here? Did you grow up here in the L.A.?
I did. I moved here in '64 with
From
my
where?
parents.
So,
From Iowa.
What part of Iowa? Future birthplace of
do you
Jeffrey-
remember the Hobo Kelly show when you were a
Of
kid?
course I do.
Remember her magic glasses?
I do.
Well, we got Hobo Kelly's magic
Are
glasses.
those the original ones?
And we could see our FaceTime viewers in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, let's see.
Why is it not mine?
Kathy Keegan, Edward Neville, Anthony Sacco. Let's see. What viewers do you see, Deborah?
Wait. Hang on.
Put on the magic glasses. You're not even streaming yet.
How do I? What is going on? There's no picture.
It's black.
It's black.
Well, at least mine is going, and we'll
black
post
like
it.
my coffee.
Black like my black like my Sunday, like my Sunday.
Hang on.
Okay, Patrick, what are you doing? Get your ass in here.
I am making coffee, good sir.
Yeah. You should see Patrick. He was at a Halloween party, of course, in Hollywood till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You should have just came and crashed
We're
at my
talking to
house.
our other guest here,
I would have.
and he's flawless. I'm glad I wasn't
I
live
felt
streaming.
so bad.
He's
yeah.
going-
Oh, look. Okay, we're doing it now. Let's see. How do
Scream Queen, producer, co-host, me, Dan the Man. That
Okay,
brings us up to speed.
okay, Deborah. Now introduce
Herman McNoin. Okay, Radio Hamburg.
I'd like to welcome you to the Deborah Lamb Show.
And we got our new.
Everybody, I'm on Facebook Live too now.
Well, both of us. So it's competition. Am I competing with you right now, Deborah?
There's no competition with Deborah Lamb.
Yeah, she's got more friends.
Hey,
Oh, wait, no, it didn't.
don't be stealing my viewers, Deborah.
She's got more friends on her pinky than you do in your whole hand.
Yes. Well, she's much easier in the eyes than Jeffrey Sargent.
I'm with Jeffrey Sargent and Pat. Say your last
Jankowitz, my long, unpronounceable ethnic last name.
Hey, put on the magic glass. We got wait a
Bobo
second.
Kelly, magic glasses.
Steve Joyner is watching. Robo
Oh, good
Castillo.
morning, Steve Joyner.
Hi, Steve Jointer.
Hi, you guys. Okay, I'm going to turn around so we can see these.
No, I'll stay right here.
Oh, you better put on these men.
Okay.
Who are you seeing? Who are you seeing on there?
Hang on.
Meanwhile, we got our new radio personality here. What's your radio voice? You got.
Do your radio voice
Hello.
again. Mr.
Welcome
Melodious.
to the radio show that is killing it across America. ChaoticRadio.com.
Okay.
And whose show is it?
Well,
Whose show is it? I don't know. Whose show is it?
is.
Is it the Deborah
Jim
Lamb
Sargent
show?
Yeah, it is the
It's
Deborah
the
Lamb.
Jim Sargent
Deborah
show.
Lamb.
No, cut.
Sargent.
This is Deborah Lamb's world. We're just living in it.
Welcome to the Jeff Sargent Show.
Welcome to the Jeff Sargent Show
Stop
at
leading the witness.
chaoticradio.com.
Stop badgering the witness.
Oh, okay, now read the phone number if people want to call in and talk to you and Deborah or
And your
any of us.
voice, Mr. Melodious.
And the number is 909-360-8330. Call now to speak with the amazing Deborah Lamb.
She looks quite fetching in the Hobo Kelly glasses.
Okay, who do you see with your Hobo Kelly glasses?
Okay,
Name some names.
I see Chris Hetty. Hi, Chris Hetty.
Hi, Chris Hetty.
Chris Hetty, and I see Antonio Ramirez.
Oh,
Oh,
my
we
God.
know Antonio Ramirez. Good morning,
Oh,
Antonio.
good morning.
Harold Winston.
Harold Winston just made it.
Hi, Harold.
Harold, we can tell you're hungover.
Do you know Harold? Do you know Harold?
No, but it's a cool name.
Hi. Okay, Jeff Sable's on. Hi, Jeff.
Yes.
We're having coffee.
Coincidentally, I noticed all of Deborah's listeners are male.
Gee,
How did that
How
happen?
did that happen?
I'm sure it's a
I found my
coincidence.
Hobo Kelly
Well, you know
glasses.
what? All my listeners are all male too.
From that time, from
Oh,
that time, in
Tracy Batters is watching. Oh boy.
Hi, Tracy.
She's a hot looking girl too.
Hi, Jaime. Eureka.
Yeah.
Jaime's here.
Jaime's here.
We can start the show.
Okay, so I'm gonna take these
It's
off.
all good
Okay,
now.
take them
I'm
off.
taking off these glasses now. Okay.
We are expecting a call from director Damien Dante,
Yes.
Mr.
who
Dante.
is cast
voice.
Deborah Lamb in this. Oh boy, I say a psychic, a psychotic, a schizo, oh my,
A schizophrenic
a psycho
vampire
thriller horror series called Jezebel.
Yes, it's Jezebel is going to be a web series that will hopefully be on Amazon.
Amazon
You know what?
Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Wait, I take that back. Not hopefully.
It will be.
It will be. That was terrible. Oh,
What the hell? What kind of producer are you?
I'm trying to find
No.
a spot to put this.
You know what? You need another rubber band thing like a twisty thing like
Oh,
I
she's
got.
got it. She's got it wired.
Okay, is that good?
That's
twisty
perfect.
thing that
we
you
can
need
see
to hold
you.
your
What else do
phone.
we need to see?
And
This is true.
should I put it on YouTube?
No. Don't bother with me. I'm just a voice in the night.
With a giant hand there. Okay.
A charming voice in the charming night.
Okay. Hi everybody. I can see you. Hi Derek. Okay. So we've got dueling Facebook Lives going on. Are you on Facebook Live?
Deborah Lamb is live now. Jeffrey Sargent is live now.
Jeffrey Sargent is live.
Wait, I've got to show you guys my friends. Here's Pat.
Hello, lovely
And
one.
what's your last name again?
See, when you have the last name of Lamb, you can
We just
grab
call
a-
him Janky.
Janky Jankowitz.
Jankowicz.
Jankowicz.
I knew that.
One of the
Jankowicz.
finest letters overseas.
Jankowicz.
And
Pat
this is
Jankowicz.
Jeffrey
Thank you, sir.
Sargent. This is Jeffrey
Yeah, this is
Jeffrey
hi.
Sargent.
This is my show.
This is his.
Jeffrey
I
Sargent.
got your back.
I got your back, brother.
You've got kind of a George Takei thing going on.
Introduce yourself again.
My name is the legendary David Hauser.
David
Hello.
Hauser.
David
Welcome.
Hauser.
Welcome to the world.
He is now my favorite photographer.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So-
Because David has shot me. Hi, Alan Davis. Alan Davis. is
Okay, we
watching.
got a
Hi.
call.
Oh, we got a call.
I hear the producer.
Uh-oh, producer Dan has got a call.
We should get your book. There's a copy of your book.
Okay, do I take... All right.
David's book or my
Hi,
book?
Alan.
I have
Hi,
a book
Alan.
out.
Oh, you do?
Oh, we got two authors here.
Yes, my book is called Soul Kiss: Tantric Tales of Mahamudra.
need-
It's the love story of consciousness.
We need to go get your book.
I have a daily YouTube show called SoulKiss.tv too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I talk about love every day for 3 minutes.
We'll plug your show, you plug mine, and we'll be very good friends.
ChaoticRadio.com.
What part of Iowa are you from, David?
I
Marshall
want to
County.
thank all my Hollywood friends for coming out here and exposing Chaotic Radio to the entertainment world.
ChaoticRadio.com.
Because that's what we do.
Hi, Frank.
Robert
Hi,
Craighead. Let's have a hand for Robert Craighead.
Yay, Robert
Return of the
Craighead.
Dead Craighead.
Robert Craighead.
Yes.
He is our in-house guest tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
He is in a new...
Robert
will be
Craighead.
talking about his new series with Seth Rogen called Future Man.
The Robert
Future
Craighead
Man.
experience.
Robert, we keep missing each other like, psh, psh, psh.
we
I like
run
the sound
into
effects.
each other in Hollywood all the time. It's always a big party.
He steps over Jeff lying in the...
Robert's a good friend of mine, and I am so thrilled to death. with
Jeff,
everything
line
you're
one.
doing.
Line one. Okay, what do I do for line
We got a
one?
guest for Deborah and David.
Line one, I put my phone.
Hello, line 1.
Now it's on line 2.
Hello, line two.
Oh, here
Hello,
we go.
line 2.
262
You're on
area
live.
code. Right here. Right here.
ChaoticRadio.com.
Okay, what do I do, Dan? Nothing's happening.
Unmute the phone and
Oh,
press
Unmute the phone, you
button.
jackass.
What do I do?
Unmute the phone.
Hey, hello, David.
Okay, Dan's coming in here. He's frustrated. Dan is not an engineer. He's our producer, and we don't have our intern yet. We need to get an intern in here.
You should run out and get your book.
Let me run out and get my book.
Okay.
By all means, good sir.
It's in the
Okay.
backseat.
Okay. Okay. Now it's gone. Can they take the phone call? You always take the phone
Is-
calls from in
is-
there.
Is Robert still there? Robert?
Oh,
Craighead?
yes, he's watching.
Robert. Okay.
No, now the
so-
phone caller's gone.
Oh, who was that? Male, female?
Nathalie Lopez. Nathalie Lopez is working. She's a set designer. She worked on Halloween with Daniel Trejo
Halloween.
and Robert Craighead.
I did 2 movies with Danny Trejo.
I'm asking Nathalie to to come in on Friday. I hope she could do that.
We're also going to have Pimp Killer creator Sarah Bitely calling in.
Oh, Sarah.
You know Sarah?
Brightly?
Yes.
Wait.
I
Damien
know
is
that.
trying to call in and no answer. What's?
Oh, it's Damien.
I
Damien.
answered and I put it through and you saw it, but you didn't unmute the phones and get the number.
So Jackass Jeffrey accidentally cut you off.
The phone here, it's unmuted. It's unmuted.
Okay, well, if
I don't
he
know what-
calls back, I'll put
Wait a
him through
second.
again.
Can you call him up?
Hi, Richard.
Yeah, I
So,
could do that. He's a 262 number, right?
Right. Call that number back. Call him up.
Oh, hi, Dan. Hi, Dan Bedell. Oh, he calls me Lambkins. Hi.
Oh,
I call you lamb
Lamb
chops.
Kids.
I call you lamb chops.
Lamb
Nobody else
Kids,
could call
that's
you
cute.
lamb chops.
The man is a book to promote. Hold on, show it to the
Dan
camera.
is making bald caps.
Wow. Oh, what's he making for?
I don't know. What are you making the bald caps for, Dan?
Soul Kiss, Tantric Tales of
Mahamudra,
Mahamudra.
the love story of consciousness.
Wow, by our fine co-guest today,
Cosmic
Mr.
consciousness?
David Hauser.
Cosmic consciousness?
Cosmic consciousness.
The range of,
Voices.
creative
Deborah,
intelligence from here to
Deborah,
here, but
over here.
passing through
Deborah,
there, and
other
cosmic
photo.
your consciousness.
One time and 2 times if you need to.
Address your letters to Jeffrey Sargent, not Pat Jankowitz.
Oh, Tino's watching.
Oh,
Hi,
we got
Tino.
Dan.
Hi, Tino.
David, did you
That's
did you-
my sexy author shot.
Did you testify against John Gotti?
Yeah, I'm in protective status.
This is David from his book.
Yeah, it's really got a lot of different stories about making it with love, either positive or
Thank
negative,
you,
or
Alan.
successful
Oh,
or
yes,
not.
you need to read the book. Alan Davis.
This happens every
You
time,
love the
Dan.
picture in your book.
This mouse does not
Hi,
work.
Tino.
Oh, wait, there we go. Dante.
Dante.
Dante, there he is. I hear Dante.
Hi,
You've got-
Dante.
Hi. How's everybody
Delightful
doing?
Deborah Lamb and the mellifluous
Speak to me,
David
brother.
Hauser.
Hello, Dante.
Hello.
All right, Damien Dante calling from Wisconsin, director, producer of, and writer of the Jezebel series.
Hail Hoosier. Oh, no, that's
Oh, my
Indiana.
God.
Sorry. Hail Cheesehead.
Yeah, nice to meet all of you.
And shake
Pleasure
your
to
hand,
meet you.
but you're in the ether.
Hi, Damien.
Hi, Deborah. How you doing, baby?
I'm good, Damien.
Notice it's a full-on introduction to Deborah, but the three of us, no bueno.
Damien, talk to us, brother.
Well, okay. I was listening to the radio show earlier, and then I listened long enough to hear one point where I just want to make it clear that the Jezebel TV series has been greenlighted by SGL Entertainment. It is a go. It's not a maybe.
Right on.
It's for real. It's also going to be on Blu-ray and DVD. And SGL Entertainment has also greenlighted the third installment in the Jezebel movie franchise called Jezebel 3.
Jezebel
Awesome.
And we're going to start filming that in early 2019. Maybe late 2018, I'm not sure. But in 2018, we're filming 2 seasons of the TV series.
Wow.
Now, you started off with a movie. Is that correct?
Well, we had filmed 2 Jezebel movies a while back. The first Jezebel movie came out in 2011. And that movie, several years later, was screened in Milan, Italy, and it won at an online film festival for Best Picture.
Awesome.
But okay, let me just say that, okay, it was a vampire horror type of film.
Hi, Ken.
And,
Hi, Leslie.
what was that?
Oh, nothing. Keep going, Damien. It's just me.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't going with the wind. Okay. So I mean, it wasn't a big $90 million epic or anything like that. But we're very proud of what it's done. You can buy the Jezebel DVD and on Blu-ray in any big box store across the country. So mostly it's online. What's happening in a lot of big box stores and everywhere else is DVD sales are pretty much online now. you know, and movie streaming, movie and TV streaming platforms are everywhere around the world, and the whole DVD Blu-ray thing is secondary. It's you know, it's everyone's streaming. If you know, instead of buying the movie, people are streaming. So that's the way of the world.
This is the big change that's happening right now. Is that most of the people I talk to, Damien, are subscribers to Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu, and they don't even have regular. They don't have the cable
Nobody
TV.
wants that stuff.
No, but
Exactly.
we want to. People love to binge watch a series.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Especially
yeah.
horror.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm watching The Orville because I'm totally hooked on that show.
I just watched 7 seasons of Walking Dead back to back.
Oh,
Shame on you.
oh yeah.
You should have stopped at the two.
Mr. Hauser, aren't you? Are you getting burned out on zombies or not? Or you still eating? You still eating with them?
Well, you know, I was working on a new book that I'm writing, so I just left it on all day long. And I'm at season 7. I know season 8 is coming out now, and I just want them to kill that effort guy.
You know what? I watched last week's. He didn't say the word.
Oh, okay.
I watched last week's episode. My brother was still watching it. The bad guy is standing right
Kira.
next to him, and he's talking about how badly he wants to kill Jeffrey Morgan's Negan. So he's standing there shooting all of Negan's men. Negan's right next to him. He can lean over
How
and shoot
the
him.
hell does that happen?
And the rest of the show, they're trying to explain why he doesn't kill him when he's a foot away.
I just don't get it.
Damien, what can you explain to us some of the characters here in Jezebeth?
Well, okay, in the Jezebel TV series, the thing that we're filming first here now for 2018, starting in March, the main character is Jezebel Wick. Now, in the original Jezebel movie, back in 2011, the character Jezebel was a vampire. Actually, she was human. She became demon possessed, and then she was possessed by a demon, and she became a demon vampire, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
Damn.
Wow. Now those combinations, I would not want to confront. I mean,
No.
schizophrenic
No.
is bad enough, but to have you suck the life out of you and suck your soul and your blood, that's a force to be reckoned with.
Bipolar, schizophrenic.
Well,
Yeah.
well, exactly. Well, in the first Jezebel movie, there was no schizophrenia. You know,
By Jezebel 9, she'll be narcoleptic.
Oh my God.
So what characters are we allowed to know what character Deborah's going to be doing?
yes, I was going to explain that because I want to make sure everyone knows what Deborah Lamb is doing in this. And,
Hi, Archie. Hi, Jerry.
the way it works out is now in Jezebel, the TV series, it's like an alternate reality. It's kind of like I've taken some of the original characters, I brought them back, but now they kind of play different roles. They're kind of like different in how they are. Like in Jezebel's case, she's human, but she suffers from schizophrenia. And by the end of season 1, she gets turned into a vampire.
Wow.
Okay. Now, Deborah Lamb's character is Deborah Lamb plays a psychiatrist.
Now you've got her attention.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Well
Wait,
played.
I
Well
think I
played.
saw a small clip. Was that a small clip that she had on her IMDb? What was that? You all dressed up in fancy clothes and no?
Jeff's been creeping on her page since her last appearance.
It would have been on Facebook, yes, not on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
But on Facebook.
It was just a little snippet there, and
I don't know.
wow,
Okay,
this is exciting. You as a psychiatrist.
So anyways,
Yes.
But Damien, you
Deborah Lamb.
have to tell him what kind of psychiatrist I am.
Yes.
Yes, I'm getting to that. Trust me. So Lamb plays the psychiatrist, and her name is Dr. Julia Stone. Now, Deborah's character is not exactly what you would think of as a psychiatrist because she's kind of a fraud. And what she does, and what she's doing here, she's working with Jezebel because Jezebel has a lot of money. And Jezebel is paying Dr. Stone on the side to make sure that Jezebel's schizophrenia is kept in the shadows and no one knows about it. And what Dr. Stone is doing is she's prescribing antipsychotic drugs for Jezebel under the table. You know, and she's getting the drugs.
Man.
Wait. She's a vampire, but she's paying to hide her schizophrenia.
Damn.
Well, she's not a vampire.
Oh, she's
You
not.
have to understand, at this point, she's not a vampire yet. That comes later.
Not yet.
Don't jump.
Not yet.
I'm still a bloodsucker, but just not a vampire.
Oh.
Different kind of bloodsucker.
A financial bloodsucker.
Yeah.
Right, so basically, Dr. Stone is kind of like a person who sees the advantage of, you know, having Jezebel as a patient, and Dr. Stone really has no scruples, and she will not tell Jezebel where she's getting the drugs or anything.
Scruples. We all have our scruples, man. But
scrupulous.
the thing is, we deal with that in real life, man. That's what is real life. But I love this alternate universe.
Well, you know what I really am looking forward to is the fact that I think Deborah Lamb is going to play an outstanding psychiatrist. I think she's going to nail this big time because I just think that this character is just so perfect for her. And now the person who plays Jezebel, the lead, her name is Davina Sullivan. She's coming from Oklahoma, and she's a wonderful actress too. And she has the lead. Deborah also is a lead. And the third lead is actually, well, I wouldn't really call her a child because she's like 12. So she's grown up. Her name is Abigail Van Blarkum. and Abigail.
Wait, you know what? Can we hear what's happening out here? Can they hear what Damien's saying out here?
On our phone, I don't know.
Dan the man,
they
are we
can't.
picking this up?
Oh,
No,
so
they
this
can't.
whole
It should be because the earphones are turned up, so it should be able to hear.
So
them.
our
Okay,
listeners
so
that
there's
are watching
earphones.
us live streaming on the Facebook, they could go to our YouTube channel, the Jeff Sargent
yeah,
Show,
and they'll
on,
hear all my
the Chaotic Radio
Okay,
sound, and you
great.
could watch it with 3 different camera angles
Yeah.
and all the audio as well as our phone callers.
Yeah,
This
and
doesn't
Deborah
have-
Lamb,
mine
by the
doesn't
way.
have the audio.
And it's there forever, so we could review this,
Yeah.
pull this
Forever
anytime.
and
And,
ever.
and Deborah, by the way, there's something about a woman wearing a muscle tee, okay?
Yeah.
And the tie just adds to it.
I don't
covers
think
herself
it's
up
cold
with
enough in this
crazy.
room, though.
I'm worried that Deborah will catch cold, but not enough to get her a jacket.
No, she's too hot to catch cold.
Uh-oh. Here comes the other one. Uh-oh,
I
there
don't
it
need to
is.
see that.
Competing. I like his because it looks like he's actually on a zombie set.
It looks like a zombie.
Yes. I love the sergeant stripes, too.
Because
Stolen honor, David.
I've been doing this whole Facebook Live, but they can't even hear what's happening.
No,
Don't worry
they
about
can't.
that. That makes them tune into
Tune
our
into the
radio
YouTube.
station here, Chaotic Radio.
ChaoticRadio.com.
They can watch this.
KAOTIC radio.com.
I don't live stream everybody, but I'm doing it right now.
So, okay, can they hear on yours?
No, they can't. They can hear at the YouTube channel, though.
Oh, they can hear on
The YouTube channel.
Everything will be there.
Carry on, Damon.
Oh, okay.
Damon, what kind of mic are you on? Are you on a telephone or?
He's on a football. He's on a football phone.
Oh, I see. I see. Get a little bit away from the speaker there. I think you'll clean up.
Mr. Hauser here is also an engineer, and he's helping out with my board here.
I'm actually on a cell phone right now.
Okay, are you on speaker mode or are you on?
Right now I'm on speaker mode.
Yeah, you might want to switch to where you put it on your headset there because you're a bit distorted. I tried cleaning it up. I just want you to be as clear as a bell.
All right, hold on.
Keep talking. I'm going to get my little speaker.
Okay, speakerphone is off. How's that?
That's better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that is
okay.
better. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, you're welcome.
And thank you for that radio voice.
Jeffrey's
Anytime.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Laurent. Hi, Dan. Okay, so he's going to fix it so we can hear Damien.
Or he just walked out of the show.
Yes.
All right.
Done with the show. The show is over.
The show's not.
Throwing down the mic.
David,
No.
Deborah, and
Can you guys
I
hear
will
me?
hold down the
We're
fort.
holding down the fort at chaoticradio.com.
Damn right.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Hello.
You're still on the air.
You're live on the air.
Hang on, Damien. We're getting
You
it.
exist, Damien. You matter.
You matter,
Come
Damien.
into the light, Damien.
That way we can hear Damien Dante,
All right.
because that's the purpose of being on the show this morning on the Chaotic Radio.
I'm hearing Deborah in the background. Just let me know when you want me to continue.
No, don't worry, sir.
Okay.
As long as Deborah's
Here comes
talking.
the sergeant.
Yeah.
That's
Sergeant-
fine with me.
Uh-oh, he's breaking out handcuffs. This could be a little worrisome.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Deborah. He's getting out handcuffs.
So my friends on my Facebook
Oh,
Live
my.
feed, they can't hear Damien on my phone. So Jeffrey's trying to get the speaker going so they can hear Damien Dante, who is the
Damien
director.
Dante.
What a great name, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Damien is the writer, director, producer,
Visionary.
visionary of the Jezebel series, and I'm going to be starring as
Dr. Julia.
Julia Stone,
There you
Dr. Julia Stone, and I'm the psychotic psychiatrist. I play a psychotic psychiatrist.
I'm thinking of another Stone in another movie. Is this sort of the same kind of character?
Oh, you mean Sharon Stone?
Oh, yes. That's
With
the one.
with the skirt. Yes.
Yes.
In fact,
Is there a skirt scene in this, Damien?
There is now,
Well-
right? Right, Damien?
Well,
There is
yeah,
now.
well, oh, okay. Well, actually, what's going to happen
There you go.
is we're going to film
Right,
we're
that's
going to
good.
film a special scene
Now you can hear.
that will only appear on the DVD and Blu-ray.
That's right.
Ah.
Yes.
And in this special scene, which I'm going to call a deleted scene, Deborah Lamb is going to do something in the scene that I'm sure all men will enjoy. That's all I can say. And
I can't wait to see this,
It's a
Damien.
special
Yeah.
deleted
It's-
scene.
You won't be able to see the show. You will not be able to see it
Headphones.
when it's streaming. This scene you're only going to be able to see if you buy the Blu-ray or DVD.
I can't wait to buy that Blu-ray or DVD to see that
Yeah,
scene,
well,
Damien.
yeah, well, me too. I'll tell you.
What Damien's
That's it.
trying to say is that there's going to be some extra goody, a wink, footage that you won't be able to see
Extracurricular
unless
activity.
you buy the DVD, which you will get the extra pseudo deleted scenes.
Behind the scenes.
This is correct.
It's added scenes just for
Right.
people buying the DVD.
So
And-
there,
and-
is it like a director's cut?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Let me put it to you like this. I wanted to keep the show. I wanted to keep the show to like the PG-13 because it draws more of an audience.
Right.
On a Blu-ray and DVD, I could do whatever I want.
Yes.
So we're throwing in this special scene, and when men and women see this, I think the walls will drop. So it's going to be awesome.
I can see how in that script there can be a lot of different layers.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is that I've done a lot of research on schizophrenia, and I've studied it for years. I've interviewed people that know all about it, and doctors and stuff like that, and schizophrenia is really wild because a person could have like a mild case of it, and you'd never know it. But then a person could have like a severe case of schizophrenia, and one minute
you,
they're
John.
lucid, and then the next minute they're just off the wall and nuts.
So it's
So-
different than the bipolar.
Yes, and well, you see, there's two types of hallucinations that schizophrenics suffer from. Like there's auditory hallucinations and visual hallucinations. Now, some people with auditory hallucinations, they would hear like voices, fear. Sometimes these voices can be like malevolent. And the internal experience of schizophrenia Some think that their delusions, for instance, are true,
Becky.
and
Hi,
some
Becky.
delusions are
Hi,
abnormal,
Becky.
like when a person is convinced they're famous or their thoughts are being controlled by aliens, that type of stuff. But, you know, a typical hallucination is kind of different from a delusion. And now a visual hallucination involves, you know, like seeing things that aren't really there. And actually, what's really interesting is 70% of all schizophrenics hear voices, auditory hallucinations, and a lesser amount have visual hallucinations. A majority of schizophrenic patients suffer from the voice thing. You know, it's more auditory than visual.
Well, you know what? Just a real quick question for you. I myself suffered for weeks with psychotic dreams. And
Taking
Which was
Ambient, were you?
Psychotic Dreams was the name of my first album.
Was this when you were in the? Was this when you were in the coma, Dan?
yeah, this is when I was detoxing.
Oh,
And
Lord.
he was in a 30-day coma.
He was.
And I saw things and I talked to people.
See you, Becky.
And one day I
see you.
found myself running around in my condo complex with my shirt off because I didn't want the cops to see me because I had this bright green shirt on.
His pants were missing too, but that's another story.
Yeah.
I see Becky. Becky.
So you did some study on this topic, obviously, Damien.
Right. I studied it for years. You know, I know its connection to, you know, Sigmund Freud did a lot of research on it. And actually, I'm a big fan of Sigmund Freud, by the way.
Yeah,
but I don't-
definitely. Him and Carl Jung.
I'm watching Debbie Lamb rocking her magic sunglasses.
My friend Becky Davis was there, and she says, "I was waving at you as if we could see her." And I'm like, "Oh no, I can't. I have my magic glasses on. I can see you. Hi."
No, Damien, I want to ask you. Back in Wisconsin, is there some abandoned insane asylums and stuff back where you are?
Oh, wow.
There are there, Damien?
Well, actually, I'm calling from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And it's a town I grew up in and you know, born there. And there actually is, right on the lakefront, a former girls' school. It was called Kemper Hall, and it was built. Actually, what happened is it originally was the home of a guy. His name was Charles Durkee, and he became the territorial governor of Utah in 1869.
Right.
And Charles Durkee and his wife, Carolyn Reed, you know, had this mansion on the lake. And, you know, when he left, it ended up being turned into a girls' school. They expanded onto it and they built it. And they kept expanding onto this great big place, which it is now. And it's no longer a girls' school. The building's kind of abandoned. But for many years, there's been stories of hauntings and stuff like that at this place. Now they call it the Kemper Center, but so you know, Kenosha does have its history of a haunted girls' school.
I like that.
Is this a part of your story? Is this a part of the Jezebeth story?
It inspires. What inspired you to create this topic with this?
What was that?
What inspired you most to start this series?
Well, the way it originally worked out is after filming the second Jezebel feature film back in 2012, I wanted to take some time off and come up with an idea, a concept of maybe taking Jezebel's character and turning it into like a Western. So I was toying with this idea of making a third feature film back in 2015. And I was going to call it Jezebel 3, The Guns of El Diablo.
Wow.
And then maybe number 4, Jezebel Saves Christmas.
But the problem is as I was working and I writing a script, I got the script on, I began to realize the enormous cost that would entail, if I wanted to make this movie the way I wanted to make it, I would have needed several investors to pull us off. And I don't like working with investors because investors tell you what to do because it's their money. Unless you get really lucky and find silent investors, it's not worth doing. So I canned that idea. I said, screw this. And then I decided to bring Jezebel to TV. So I was talking to my business partner, my Jezebel business partner, Jeffrey Swanson, who owns SGL Entertainment and Dark Star Records.
Jeffrey Swanson used to be an actor, right?
What was that?
He was an actor, wasn't he, at one point?
Well, actually, Jeffrey is in the first Jezebel movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played
We
the
got Debbie
original.
Lamb right here.
Well, he
Mr.
played a priest in the original Jezebel.
Okay.
Hi, Max.
But anyways, we got to talking, and SGL Entertainment does a lot of work with TV shows and Amazon Prime, and it was a no-brainer. I said, "Fuck this! I'm going to bring Jezebel to Amazon Prime." And so we're doing. So that's what we're doing. And Amazon Prime is in 4 different countries now. It's got 56 million subscribers.
That's great.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
David, thank you so much for calling
I
in.
figured, let's do this.
I wish you the best luck in all your films. Like I say, I want everybody to be successful that I come across, and that's the whole thing. Support each other in independent filmmaking.
I got your back.
I got your back.
And we have Judge Takai in the studio.
That's the shirt I'm wearing right now, Damien.
Wait, my friend Max Wassa. Hi, Max.
Oh, Max Wassa.
Max Wassa.
The beautiful Max Wassa.
Max, wasn't that great? Whoa, the lovely Max Wassa. Turn the camera this way. It was lovely seeing you last night, beautiful.
You got to see her last night. You didn't tell me about it.
I was building up to it.
And our listener
Max
from
says
over,
hi. Max says hi.
our listener from across the pond, Dougie, is listening.
Hey, Dougie.
Dougie.
We got a listener from England, from London, England right now. Does he have any questions?
Now we're moving on to our
No
Never
questions. He says, great show, guys.
Thank you, Dougie.
Deborah Lamb will be in London
And Damien, thank you so
in the
much.
morning.
Dougie, Deborah Lamb will be in London.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
You should look her up.
Yeah.
Or you should look him up.
You should
he
stalk-
lives there.
You
People
should
can
stalk
look
her
up
and
at
totally
each
steal
other.
her garbage.
Dougie's a great listener. He listens. Him and his friends listen to our show
Awesome.
all the time.
Chaoticradio.com.
Max says we need to do a movie together. I agree, Max.
Hey, Max.
Max, she needs to wake up. Look, she's up right now. She said she's not a morning person when she told me at Monster Palooza.
Not a morning
Max looked
person.
great. Actually, Max looked great last night. She had like a Max had like a Black Dahlia mouth on.
Come
last
here,
night.
Max. Come here and take a seat. Put
Come
the
and
headphones
take a
on in the
seat.
mic. We want to talk to you.
Now
wanna
it's time to
talk to
turn
you.
to our in-studio guests. You know.
Hi, James Balsamo.
Hey, let's thank Damien, you guys. Everyone thank Damien for.
Damien, this sounds amazing. It sounds like you did your research, and
It
I
sure
can't wait
does.
to see
but-
this. I
but-
can't wait to see this series. I'll binge watch
Well,
it.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, hi, Brink. Brink Stevens is watching.
Bring
Hi,
Steven.
Oh, my God.
I love you, Bring
Damien,
Steven.
this is chaotic in
Wow.
here. We got
This is
5 people going
chaotic
crazy in the
radio.com.
studio.
And we got a steady stream of Scream Queens supporting the great Debbie Lamb.
Yeah, see, Brink, I'm on this show because I'm going to be in this thing called
Damien,
Jezebel.
can you give us a plug on your films and
Where people can find your stuff.
where people
Yes.
can look you up
Yeah.
and
And I'm a big Amazon Prime watcher, so I'll definitely see your
so can
show.
you plug Damien right now? Can you?
By Amazon Prime,
you need
Dan
a break.
Rupp means tentacle porn.
I'll give you my password. You get it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, that's illegal. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to censor myself.
Okay, Damien, plug us right now. While everybody will be silent. Plug
Plug
your,
away, and then we got.
Plug away.
All right. Well, we start filming March 14th, 2018. We're going to be start filming in Peoria, Illinois, and Muscatine, Iowa.
But will it play in Peoria?
The three actors that actually have the main leads are Davina Sullivan and his Jezebel, and we got Deborah Lamb.
Yay!
Yay!
We're Deborah Lamb fans here.
And then we got Abigail Van Barkum as a 12-year-old child who suffers from, actually she has telekinetic abilities
Wow.
as well. and Abigail, and little Abigail is going to do amazing things, as well as everybody else in this cast. And we have, I'd like to mention our executive producers, Ray Van Barkum.
All right, Ray.
We have Matt Moody. We have Todd Rogers, who's doing a lot of the editing, and we have Jeffrey A. Swanson as one of the executive producers
Mr.
as well,
Swanson.
along with me.
Awesome,
And,
Damon. Thank you.
So, we're very excited about it. And
as well you should be, sir.
He said about.
All right. Well, Damien, thank you for calling in.
Pleasure, sir.
We're going to have to
Pleasure.
get Deborah off to the airport to Dublin. I mean, to London.
Off to London.
We now know where Jeffrey wants to take Deborah.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank
Jeffrey
you,
the
Damon.
Sergeant.
We plug you, and we can't wait for this series
Ladies
to
and
happen.
gentlemen, thank you, Damon.
ChaoticRadio.com.
Thanks a lot.
Bam!
Okay,
Woo! Max Wasser, what are you doing up? I left that party at 3 in the morning and she was still going strong. My ass was dragging for the first hour of this show. So what the hell is Max Wasser flouncing around the internet, happy-go-lucky?
She hasn't actually gone to bed yet. That's
Oh,
Wow!
shit. Oh, my
Max
God.
Wasser, you're my hero.
This is exciting. All right, Damon, thank you so much, man.
all right, thank you. Hey, we'll do this again.
All
Take
right,
care.
Take care,
Love
Damon.
you, Damon.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, Damon.
Wow, wow, wow.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Damon.
Next time you're in SoCal, stop by the station.
Now, Deborah and David, what'd you guys do for Halloween? Oh, are we boring you so much you're playing with the internet over
Well,
there?
you know, you have to play with something every now and then.
All I saw was the animated porn.
Now, Patrick, tell me where was this party at last night that you boxed me from?
I did not box you from anything. I had 4 parties.
I'm just busting your chops. I know that it was a really tight invite, but
Ooh, tight invite.
Max Wasser was there.
yes.
And she hasn't been to bed yet. What'd you guys do for Halloween? Let's talk about you guys first.
Just had dinner with a couple good friends.
Were they
and-
scream
I
queens?
told you. I called you. I messaged
They
you. I
could've
wanted to go
been.
trick or treating. Did you see my devil makeup I sent you?
I did. Your devil makeup was fantastic. It was awesome.
Did you see me?
I saw that. I
By
saw that. It
she
was really
means-
good.
By that she means fantastically sad.
I dressed up. I was 4 different characters from 1 in the morning. Oh, shut up, Patrick. I was 4 characters. I put on my jumping stilts. I was the bouncing bunny rabbit. I scared kids at the downtown street fair.
Did you shave your head, or was your head already?
I shaved it for my devil, and I glued on my devil horns for that.
Yeah, I saw the devil horns.
His third character
That was the Devil Wears Lederhosen, not Prada.
You would have matched perfectly with Deborah in her body painting out.
Yes.
Yeah.
his third costume was masturbating homeless man.
Yes,
Whoa,
that
man.
would have been trick or treat, everybody.
That would have been one hell of a trick or treat.
Wow, wow, wow.
And then I put on the skull head with the mustache and the Jeff Sargent get up.
Oh, that's so cool.
Some lady tripped me in a stroller, and I did a face plant and elbowed.
By the
like
way, by
Bruce
trip me
Lee
with a stroller
on the
means-
gazebo.
By trip me with a stroller means I stumbled over a baby.
Well, I hope she was at least 21.
No, not the baby.
Did
Oh, this is me. This is me.
Hubba hubba.
Mr. Hauser? Mr. Hauser.
Yes, sir.
What did you dress? Did you partake in Halloween last night? Did you dress up, or even last Saturday?
Well, you know, I've been like just workaholic guy.
Thank you,
I'm
Becky.
working on finishing my
thank
book
you, Max.
trilogy, the Soul Kiss book trilogy.
Yeah, hold that
And-
book up so we can get it
Yeah,
on
let's
camera.
let's plug Dave's book.
So it's a trilogy. The first one is of course Soul Kiss Tantric Tales of Mahamudra. The second one is Soul Kiss In Search of the Diamond Sutra, and the third one is Soul Kiss Lightning Vajra Hidden Doorway. And you know they're all about empowering women and teaching men the value of when a woman says "I love you." And you know, I think really in our culture we need to start thinking about how to date. I mean, we've got so far away from how to date that, you know, people are just not coupling like they used to, and relationships aren't lasting that long. And I think, you know, we need to get it back on the table and re-examine how we get together with people. And my books have many, many stories about that, and, you know, a lot of research.
How many books have you published before this one?
This is my first effort. When 50 Shades of Grey came out, I thought, someone really needs to represent love for what it is. And love is not a safe word. It's an incredible experience that we're here to have.
It scares people.
It scares the living shit out of people.
Yes, it does.
Because we don't know what it is, because we never had it explained to us. So it's the unknown. And when something's unknown and it goes in front of you, you want to run.
Yes.
So hopefully my books are going to teach people not to run from something that's really good and what they really are here on this planet to experience.
Have you been to any book fairs promoting your signing?
I'm a filmmaker first, and so I've been out shooting a lot of stuff. I also work with theleoking.com, and he has an incredible spiritual message about illuminating the collective consciousness. So I've been out on the road so much, I haven't really had a chance to promote this book. This is actually my first promotion of the book on any kind of media.
I went to my first big giant book fair at USC a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. A lot of people, they give out their free books and novels, and you get to meet. That's why I was there to meet Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols with his book.
Oh, you gotta love that.
And he's all, I don't really like books. But Cheech Marin was there. He had a book out, and it was really fun. And I think, I think we need to discipline ourselves, start reading more. A lot of people.
Yeah,
definitely. People enjoy audiobooks. You've got a great voice for
I'm on
audiobooks.
page 80 of reading this book down right now.
You know what? I would listen to if you would read me the story.
Yes.
Read me a story, Dave.
I can read a story.
And if you did this on an audio book, I think that would do well with.
I do too.
Sometimes it's hard just to my eyes, get tired.
I have a daily YouTube show called SoKiss.tv on YouTube. And, I get that kind of compliment about my voice all the time, how it's very soothing. It's just like a 3-minute show where I talk about, deep things about love and existence.
All that mushy stuff.
Yes, all that mushy stuff.
That scares me.
That scares the hell out of people.
Yeah, because you don't want to be mushy, do you, Jeff?
Oh, man, no. I'm not a mushy guy.
Come on, he just admitted he tripped over a baby last night.
And she was under 21.
Come on, that'd be like casting Soupy Sales in a romance, Come on.
Luckily, the baby doubles an airbag when Jeff landed on it.
Mr. Verbally Abusive.
Happily, Jeff was okay. The baby suffered 4 cracked
I'm going
ribs.
to pass out. Oh, my God.
Luckily, that's why God made urgent care. Dressed as a devil, he got up and he was okay.
That's good. He looks okay. The road rash on his arms is not so bad.
The baby had no comment. Max
Waza says she likes mush. She likes bloody mush.
Bloody mush.
Oh,
yeah. Bloody mush. We love bloody
Max,
mush, don't we,
be
Max?
my bloody Valentine.
Oh, hi, Scott. Hi, Scott. Hi, Winnie. Hi, Winnie.
Winnie Pooh.
Our friend Winnie.
Deborah's hearing voices.
How
again.
is she doing that without Hobo Kelly's magic glasses?
I know.
Wow, she's.
I really miss Hobo Kelly and Sheriff John.
Oh my God! Put another candle on my birthday cake,
and then I wish I make it. Put another candle on my birthday cake.
I'm another year old today. Let me tell you something, David. I cried. I got so upset one day because I missed Sheriff John. It was over. I saw the ending credits.
I really clearly.
My mom just like, oh, come on, man.
You don't understand, Mom.
She said
you don't understand, Miss Sheriff John.
Jeffrey's-
Diver Dan, Crusader Rabbit,
Jeffrey's mom turned to him and said, "You're 40 years old for God's sake."
Clutch Cargo.
You know what? We can probably see those on YouTube now.
Yes, I saw a DVD of Clutch Cargo at 99-cent store.
How cool!
Now, in the 60s, they
He
were
was waiting
still
for- he was
cartoons
waiting- he
with
was
video
waiting-
mouse like
He was
Conan
waiting.
O'Brien.
He was waiting for the price to
I
come down.
was actually friends with the Pancake Man.
Oh, let me tell you I got a story about the Pancake Man. When I had my tonsils out and I was wearing that smock I didn't like my ass hanging out as a kid, being naked there. To help me deal with the pain.
What the hell are you talking
They
about?
gave me an autographed picture of the Pancake Man waving his magic spatula. Nobody. You're the only one I know that knows about
I
that.
love the Hal Smith is such a dear person. And
Jeff
I had
masturbated to the picture for
the
months.
pleasure. I had the pleasure of
Hold this for me.
hold this pose. I had the pleasure of hanging out with him, and he was my friend in my recording studio up in Hollywood. For
You
years.
actually met the Pancake
Yes,
Man.
I did. Otherwise known as Otis on the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh,
That's who it was. I didn't know it was him.
Yes,
town
that was
drunk?
him.
Oh, my childhood. Oh my God. Patrick has no idea because he grew up in Detroit. They had different.
Oh, yeah.
So he didn't know who Hobo Kelly.
We did have Oopsie. We had Oopsie, the Canadian. Oopsie was a defrocked bozo.
Bozo.
I miss Bozo.
Bozo.
You are a bozo.
Yeah, I am.
They drew Larry Harmon out of the clown. If Bozo's the only clown anyone knows until Pennywise and the Joker. And Bozo was tossed out of the clown museum because Larry Harmon, the guy who played Bozo, bought the name, bought the likeness, he bought everything.
He said, "Where's my money?"
Right.
Yeah, no, I actually put up a bid for a John Wayne Gacy painting of a clown,
Oh my
Really?
but I was outbidded on what's that called, eBay. So I didn't get anything from him, but I tried to get one of his paintings.
He's a big dude. I mean, he's kind of very intimidating. I mean, he comes.
John Wayne Gacy? Who? John Wayne Gacy?
No,
Bozo.
Larry Harmon.
There's no
Bozo.
Bozo. There was 1,000 Bozos. He franchised it. It was different guys.
Yeah.
There's no Larry
didn't
Harmon
really know
Bozo. It
on
was
the
like-
show, on the TV show, that was
Oh
him.
yeah, because every little city used to have their bozo.
They did, because we had a Canadian Bozo out of Windsor.
Just like
Bozo
Ronald
on this
McDonald.
bus. We're all bozos on
Best
this bus.
world kept identity is Ronald McDonald.
Hi, Rosie.
And Slappy Weinstein here, very close to Dan.
Yeah,
He Slappy Weinstein, the ice cream clown. He was in here yesterday
yeah.
with his barfed on, with
His
his
cousin Harvey is in a lot of trouble.
head taped up, head taped up, bloody, barf on his hospital smock, on his gown.
But he came. He came.
He
Damn
came
it.
here and it was a disaster. Oh my God.
Complete chaotic.
But it was
disaster.
great. We had
Chaotic
our
radio.com.
guest. We had a call in from Veronica Carlson, the Hammer Films queen with Christopher Lee.
Dracula has risen from the grave.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
she was a doll. She's gonna send us autographed pictures.
Frankenstein must be destroyed. So we had an
Bitch
actual,
ass.
honest to God, Hammer Scream Queen on Halloween.
Wow. That's
Damn.
so cool.
And we have Deborah
See how the show is
Lamb,
growing, Deborah Lamb.
2 Scream
know.
Queens in a
Thanks
row.
to you.
I know. I'm
No, you play a big
attracting-
part of it, and we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you,
do
Dan,
have to
back
get
there.
to the
Yes,
airport.
we do.
Boo.
I know.
Oh, you said something 10. You got 5 more minutes. Come on, let's talk
5
some
more
more.
minutes.
5
Go,
more minutes and we
Deborah Lamb.
just have to-
All right.
Deborah Lamb, talk to us. Stop talking to you, the voices in your head, and start telling us what'd you do for Halloween, Deborah Lamb?
Well, everyone wants to know.
You're passed out candy.
Or passed out drunk?
I want my candy.
This year was actually really low key. I have not.
You're moving your
I didn't-
stuff. You moved into a new place and everything,
I did,
right?
I did.
Yeah.
I moved from the Bay Area up north down to Los Angeles, so I'm living in Northridge now in the Valley because I am a Valley girl.
Yay!
I'm from the Valley. I
Yeah.
am from the Valley. I've lived all over the Valley, everywhere in the Valley I've lived. And anyway, I'm back in the Valley now. Back to being a Valley girl once again. And
She's doing a show within a show, which is actually kind of brilliant and meta.
and but I came on this radio show here today. Oh, Max says, "Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
We're Valley girls." So, yeah, I came on the show today to promote Jezebeth, the web series that's going to be on Amazon Prime. And Damien, the director, writer, producer of Jezebeth Creator, he was on the show with us a little earlier, and then he said goodbye to us, and we've been just laughing and having a good time here.
Dr.
with-
Julia Stone from
Yeah,
Jezebeth.
I'm going to be Dr.
Hey.
Julia Stone. I am a psychotic psychiatrist. And,
Sharon
yeah,
Stone's twin.
I'm Sharon Stone's cousin. And
You're going to need an apple box.
And our new engineer intern, Dan, we've got David Hauser, our new intern.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
ChaoticRadio.com.
Boy, we could learn a lot from you, man.
That's a
David
great
Hauser.
voice.
Thanks for
Thank you,
David.
thank you.
That's a real treat. I'm glad you came in here, man.
Yeah, David
I had
Hauser
no
came
idea.
along for the ride, and
He stole the show, literally.
Yeah, he
Oh
really
my
did.
God.
We made new friends today.
Yes, we did.
with
Next time we're
David
gonna-
Hauser.
Next time, if we loved you anymore, you'd be wearing the same undershirt.
Yes, I would. The zombie sergeant shirt.
Yeah.
We are going to make Jeff Sargent Show T-shirts for all our guests.
They have to look like that shirt. They have to look like that one. With some blood stains, a little cute.
That was yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I had a low-key Halloween.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Just watch some movies and
Which
Well,
one?
not just some movie.
What did you watch?
Queen of the Damned.
Wow.
I love Queen of the Damned. I can watch that.
We're
movie.
talking about the one where the girl died in the plane crash right after
I like-
Oh gosh, the costuming,
vampire movie.
the costume was it just
That was
two thumbs,
amazing.
two snaps up.
It was
That
two
two snaps
snaps.
up.
That was that actor that couldn't, the Stuart Moore, I think his name
Stuart
was.
Townsend.
Stuart Townsend.
Yeah.
They tried everything to make that guy a star.
Really?
He was originally in Lord of the Rings, and they dumped him, and they brought in
Anne Rice, yes.
but they dumped him out of Lord of the Rings and brought in what's his name from
The little short guy.
the guy from G.I. Jane. What's his name?
Thomas J. No,
No, Thomas.
G.I.
Jane.
J. Thomas J. That was the Punisher.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Radcliffe?
Keep going.
He's not in G.I. Joe.
No, I'm not talking about Radcliffe. Come on, G.I. Jane. Who's the bad guy?
Oh,
Who's the bad
I don't
guy?
know. I just know Demi Moore had a short haircut and she was kind of buffed out, right?
yeah.
That's what the whole movie was about.
Yeah. Yeah. She was buffed out in striptease, too.
Oh yes.
She was a little too,
With those Madonna type muscles, I don't.
She was a little too buffed out for
Yeah.
striptease for a stripper,
My
you know?
T-Mobile
Right,
is
exactly.
really
She looked
slow.
more like she was going out for the Olympics than
Yeah.
Vertigo.
kinda made me go-
Vertigo. No.
What was his name?
I'm looking. I can't see it.
Because Stuart Townsend was supposed to play the king.
Oh!
Return of the King. What's his name?
Return of the King. I don't know. I got a special announcement. I just forgot. I'm performing this weekend.
Where are you performing at?
Okay, listen to this.
He's going to do his
You
character,
shut your
the
mouth.
masturbating homeless man at the Metrolink station. In
Okay,
Upland.
Mr. Verbally Abusive, shut your pie hole. Okay, I will be performing with Kermit and Friends, a live band at Shamrock's Chino Hills. We will be performing all the
Shamrock.
Rocky Horror live.
No, you're not.
We're performing all the songs. It's a concert.
Oh my God.
And come see a bunch of middle-aged men perform Rocky Horror.
When are you
It's a bomb.
And I'm singing Rocky's part.
Viggo
Swords and Damocles.
Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, that's right.
Vigo.
Vigo.
Yes.
They fired Stuart Townsend.
I
and they
worked
got
on
Viggo
with
Mortensen.
Vigo. I worked on Hidalgo with Vigo.
I
But that-
love that film. I love that film.
By that he means
I
walking
kind
in
of look the
background.
same. Only my mustache and beard were No, that was my real. I did grow it out for that movie.
He wasn't allowed to
Joey.
talk to Viggo
Really?
from Extras Holding.
And a derby hat, and I was a distinguished New York gentleman at the
you know what?
Buffalo Bill Wild
Actually,
show.
remember that.
Jeff was the guy.
You did great.
Yeah.
Jeff was
That
allowed.
He gets bucked off the horse and goes
Yeah.
right in our laps. Like,
Jeff,
Yeah.
Jeff wasn't allowed to make eye contact or talk to him from the holding.
you know what?
Do not
Okay,
look at the
everybody,
actors.
silence! I kill you! Silent! Okay, listen,
Chaotic
everybody, all our
Radio.com.
listeners.
Wow, exactly.
Come see Jeffrey Sargent perform live. Rocky Horror Live.
Rocky
you
Horror.
snore one more time. You're going to be there, motherfucker.
What day?
Part of on
Kick
the
your
fourth.
ass.
Chaotic Radio.
On the fourth.
What's the day?
The date is Saturday, November 4th. Come see Rocky Horror live performance, horn section, saxophones,
Jeff will be
everything.
performing the role of Jeff.
Under
Live
one
music.
roof.
I'm going to
I will be there in my Batman bun huggers and the fake tan and my blonde wig.
I will be there.
I'm going to be in London.
She's going to
I'm
be in
doing-
London.
If I'm there,
movies.
I
I
shall
will.
be.
I will send you. I'll
Making
put it up on
movies
YouTube.
with
I will send you a
movie
video.
makers.
I shall be incredibly sad.
Facebook
I'm
Live.
leaving for London today. To
On
go,
a jet plane.
Yes, to go
Don't know when she'll be back again.
But she's going
better.
anyway.
To go shoot. Oh, thank you.
Fish and chips. You're going to have fish and chips from Mr.
No,
Cloth
I'm
Top.
going to go shoot a short film called Espresso to Die For with my beautiful, wonderful friends, Michael Haberfeldner, who's the writer and producer, and we've written a few scripts together. In fact, we're writing a script together right now that's going to be made into a film in Las Vegas next year with the director Eddie Bemenke and his beautiful wife Layla, who's about to pop any moment. With with little, I think they're naming it
Naming it.
No, Dylan.
What's wrong with Dylan's eyes? What's wrong with his eyes?
Yeah, and Lynn Lowry's in it too.
Oh, Lynn Lowry.
All right.
I'm working with Lynn.
Okay,
yes.
tell Lynn hi.
Chaotic Radio.
I will.
Here's my two things that I've done for
.com.
Lynn Lowry. Lynn Lowry, I did the Cat People panel at Monster Palooza, of which the lovely Lynn Lowry was part of it, talking about cat people. More importantly, I snuck into an early screening for Fangoria of The Crazies.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
They gave Lynn a really cool cameo, and after my review ran, Lynn was put in the commercial for the film after I raved up her appearance, reprising her character on a bicycle in The Crazies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hello, Lynn
Okay,
out there.
well, we
Okay,
have to actually run.
We have to run.
We do have to run.
We are running.
Any more plugs? We're gonna have to wrap.
David,
things
can you
up.
end the Jeff Sargent with your radio voice? End the
Jeff
show
Sargent, chaoticradio.com.
and announce we have a special guest tomorrow, Robert Craighead in the
Robert
studio.
Craighead.
Good.
Friend Robert Craighead. I can't believe I'm missing you.
Future
Robert.
man.
Oh,
Future
I'm gonna miss
man. Robert Craighead.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to be the
Thank
Yes,
you,
the
man.
Jeff Sargent Show is growing.
Jeff Sargent Show.
Thanks to David Hauser and,
Yes.
and Deborah Lamb.
Radio.
Mostly Deborah Lamb.
It's really all right.
Goodbye, everybody.
He's just here
Signing
along for
off.
the ride. I don't
Executive
know
producer Dan the Man.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Dan.
coming in, you guys.
Yes.
what- Dan.
You help contribute to the growth of the show. The show's growing. I can tell by the
Yay.
numbers
Yay.
and the numbers on YouTube that we're getting, and the numbers here at the station.
Yay.
The
Chaotic
hits,
Radio.
the hits that we get. So management frowns on me when we go over.
Okay.
Well, I want to say
Okay.
thank you.
And I usually say F you management, but when management says you're going to have to start paying more money.
Oh,
Whoa!
Time to go. Where's
yeah.
the time go?
Time to go.
Where's my jacket?
I want to say thank you to
You
all
went
my
5 minutes
friends
overtime.
and fans who tuned in today to Chaotic Radio to listen about my show. Jezebel coming up. We're going to film in March, and that's going to be on Amazon Prime. And Jeffrey, I love you, Jeffrey.
Look, I still got my circle eye, my
Oh,
devil
look at
eye.
you.
Devil
And
eye.
Pat,
Hold on, I'm coming with the lady.
And-
Get over here, David.
and David
There we go.
Hauser. Say hi.
How dare you? How dare you?
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Here we go.
Okay, Dad,
Love you all.
we're going to take a group
Love you
photo here.
guys.
What?
Okay, we're going to be out of here in just 1 minute.
Deborah Lamb Hour.
Okay, bye, you guys. I love you. Mwah.
All right, we're out.
Later. See you in London.
Wow, you're gonna be with Lynn Lowry. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
She's very cool. Chick.
It's so funny. Keith?
Deborah, thank you.
Where'd he go?
Oh, you just turned that off with your thumb.
No, I know, but David, where'd he go? It said keep. It said, but where? It didn't.
You can do that.
David,
Let me pop
where'd
this
he
in the signal
go?
box.
think we really popped here.
David, where'd he go?
Hang on.
Okay,
It said keep, and then it disappeared. It said discard or keep, and I
let's get
keep.
against the backdrop.
It's just on your. It's on your thread.
Where?
It'll be on your thread. Just give it a second.
Could not start the live video.
That's the one that didn't work.
Where's the?
I don't know.
I didn't say
We'll
post.
figure-
It said keep. It's gone.
It'll
Okay.
come back. Give it a second.
Give it a second and do it on the way to the airport. Let's take our group shot. Okay,
But
everybody
it's gone.
group up.
It's
Group up. Let's
gone.
do this. We gotta go.
It's
Put in the
gone.
logo.
It's gone.
It'll come back.
Do the thing. Pick her up. Hold her up.
How do we do this?
It's gone.
Where do we do it at?
Right
It
here.
didn't say post. It said
Get over here. Get in here, Jeff.
Okay, come on, Dan.